Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Mr. Legend here with a review for EA and BioWare's Anthem. After 6 years of development, BioWare, champion of such past titles such as Jade Empire, Mass Effect, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, and many others, they're basically like the kings of the action RPG. They basically invented the genre, or sub-genre, if you want to say that. Here they are back at the table with the highly anticipated Anthem. Anthem is a third-person action RPG looter shooter that puts players in control of a high-tech knockoff of an Iron Man suit. But that's their problem. They're gonna have to do that copyright thing with Marvel, but nobody's saying anything because we don't have an Iron Man game or any fucking flying game that feels this great. More on that a little bit later. This armor suit is called a Javelin. You are a part of a risk-taking group of people called freelancers that basically take contracts for money and of course the moral payoff for being a good guy to go out in the luscious world of Bastion to get some shit done. Holy shit and cheese, man. Holy fuck knuckles. This is the most beautiful game I've ever seen thus far. Now there was a issue with them downgrading the graphics tremendously from the original E3 reveal in 2017. Even though the game that they advertise is not the game that we got, the game is still gorgeous and it is #1 on the graphics list of anything out at this current moment. I can't think of anything. The game is absolutely gorgeous. Awe-inspiring vistas, the flora, the underwater caves, the sun, the lighting. These things are all beautiful when it comes to flying around. Flying in this game is the most fun, most beautiful experience you will have in a flying game thus far until we get the real Iron Man game. Just a side note, I am playing on a 4K TV using the Xbox X. From what I hear, it's natively 4K and it's locked at 30 frames per second. But I've also heard that it sometimes drops a little bit. 30 frames per second is okay with me. The only time 30 frames per second is not okay with me is if there's a version with 60 frames per second. Because then you get to see how shitty 30 frames per second really is. But without anything to compare, it works for me. Okay, a lot of people get fucked up about that. The game is absolutely gorgeous. Awe-inspiring vistas, flora, the wildlife, underwater caves, the sun lighting, all amazing. I must have took at least 20 screenshots over the weekend. Visual effects from people's magic powers and abilities, top notch. Light up the screen. Hope you don't have epilepsy because this will probably give it to you. Alright, the flashing lights, the colorful particle effects, they fill the screen, make you feel like you're doing a lot of damage. Pop-up is barely noticeable, but I would imagine that if you had bad pop-up in this game, it would basically ruin the flying. You're flying pretty fast and there's a lot of things going on the screen at once. And I think that is one technical marvel, because I notice in games like GTA or whatever, you could just be driving down the street and shit won't even load the fuck up. But I can understand, like, if I'm flying through and then all of a sudden a giant mountain appears in front of me, or I start seeing trees grow on the ground as I'm going through. You're not flying, you're in a video game. Immersion is a big thing for AAA games. If I can't get into the game, I feel like I'm playing a video game, I'm gonna get out of it. Next up, sound. Sound is not nothing to write home about. It's everything you expect from a AAA release. Weapon sounds seem legit. The explosion from the Devastator, on point, sounds powerful. Machine guns have a certain bassy thud to them, so they feel like you actually putting down some very heavy rounds downrange. You know what I'm saying? The music, I don't know what they're going for. Maybe like some type of futuristic Zion. These people are like futuristic gypsy people and they have weird music. The music in some cases that kick when you're in combat is pretty good. Thing Terminator chase scene. Voice acting, mid to high tier, coupled with the animation of the faces, it gets the job done. I mean, they're not gonna win any awards. And then it doesn't help that the story ain't shit. Speaking of the story, I have no clue what the fucking story is about, dog. I have no clue what the fuck the story is about. I'm sorry, I failed on that part of the review. Obviously there's some bad guy with a house for for an outfit that wants to do bad, and we gotta stop them. It's good enough for me to get in there and start shooting shit. The characters are nicely voice acted, and the facial animations are vastly energetic and not too tired. Given BioWare's recent history with Mass Effect Andromeda, the cutscenes are in-engine, and basically your character is a cornball. Basically, you just want to get back to gameplay most of the time. I hear the game picks up at the end. I think I played the end already. I have no idea where I am in the story. I'm just be honest with you. I really don't give a shit about the story. From what I've seen from it so far, it don't even fucking matter. Like, I'm doing missions, flying around, and they're like, "Whoa, what's this and what's that, and this is interesting. Why don't you check over here for that?" I have no idea why the fuck we out here. I'm just following waypoints, shooting shit, blowing shit up. That shit is fun, you know? In a good game with a good story, you have the proper motivation to get out there and do what they want you to do. But most of the time, I felt like I was doing things just to get more loot or better my character so I can survive longer in battle. I didn't give a shit what the fuck was going on. The reason I have no clue is because through me playing the story, doing quick play missions, joining friends, I was jumping around in the story at different places. And I don't know if I was playing a mid game, mid to end game, I don't know. Sometimes I would play games, go into quick play. I would play missions that I already been through. I skipped a lot of scenes because at that point, I really couldn't get a grasp of what the story was about or where it was going or who was who and what was what. So I just said, fuck it. I just want to go in there and do the fun stuff. Anyway, what I did see from the story is pretty bland. There's nothing exciting that's happening. Go here and kill 40 wolves. Go there, here's a giant. Oh, you're tired of the giant. Here's 2 giants. You're tired of this giant. There's 3 giants now. Why are there 3 giants standing around doing what? They say that there's a lot of lore in the codex. But who the fuck is trying to read a book to understand the game that we're playing that is supposed to be telling us a story? The story is supposed to be in the game, not accessible to read. I remember Destiny did this bullshit. Example, The Last Jedi, Star Wars. A lot of Star Wars fans are saying that Leia was able to marry Poppins back into the ship because she was a Force user, with nothing in the movies ever about her being trained in the Force. So where does this shit come from? Oh, you gotta go read a separate book somewhere to find out what Leia's been doing with the Force all these years, because it's never explained in the movie. My thing, if it's not in the movie, I have to go to another source of media to figure out what the fuck is happening here. You failed with the goddamn story. Okay, why are these people mad at us? Why are we mad at them? Where do they come from? What is their weak spot? What do they do? What is their personality? Why are they fighting for the bad guys? These are like story must-haves in order for you to tell a competent story. But I'm not going to go into that for too much because I don't know what the fuck the story is about. Sorry, I fucked that up. Let's move on to gameplay. Gameplay is awesome from the onset, but it quickly gets repetitive. Basically, you have 4 types of mission variety. Protect some hard point, collect orbs and or pieces of some damn thing, I don't know, and bring them to the hard point. And then there's the boss battles, where I don't know how many bosses are in this game, but it seems as though they got tired of creating them, because the harder the game gets, they just throw more bosses at you. Oh, you had a tough time with that 1 Titan? Guess what we got for you now? 2 Titans. Oh, 2 Titans, nothing for you? How about 3 Titans? Like, and that's just fucking lazy to me, man. That's lazy. Like, I had 6 years, and that's what you came up with. There are also some puzzles, but they're kind of useless. Seeing as though every mission is done in co-op and nobody speaks on the mic, how the fuck you supposed to figure out these puzzles? I remember one time I was fixing the puzzle, flying around, moving the things around, and just when I was about to solve the puzzle, this jackass over here moves the shit. So I'm going over there, moving the shit back. Go over here, somebody move something else. I can't communicate with these jackasses like, look, stop that. So it finally came down to me just chilling until they finally got it. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's kind of fucked up, okay? That's broken gameplay right there. The puzzles was supposed to be like about 5 minutes. Not even that. Maybe like 2-3 minutes of just honestly looking at it. But when you don't have any communication with your team, that 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes can turn into 15. Especially if you with some real idiots. Not only that, there were more times than that, people solved the puzzle before I even fucking got there. And let's speak about fucking getting there. Alright, I don't know how the hell these loading screens made it past testing. All the devs and the bosses and the people at EA was like, yeah, More loading screens. Yeah, hell yeah. Just let me put it in perspective, because this has already been harped on a lot. I just want to put it in perspective. You're in a mission, what you got, all right? You guys are flying out, you know what I'm saying, going to get the shit done. See the waypoint, everybody's going. People are dipping down, trying to cool their jets and go underwater, all of that. We're all headed over there. But yet, there's one jackass that's way up there. He's just doing quick play to grind. We don't know the story yet. So we're taking time. We're finding stuff. Oh, we can go down here and harvest these materials that we need to craft things. Okay. Oh, there's a water tunnel right here. One time I found a fucking chest underwater. And I pick it up and I get up out. And boom, hit me with a loading screen. Then, once you get hit with that loading screen for lagging behind, if the mission is in a cave, then you'll come out of that loading screen only to get hit with another one when you enter the cave. Alright? So we're talking about two loading screens on the same mission now. Now, you just got in the cave. Now you're barreling down the cave trying to catch up to the crew. You can't catch up with the crew in enough time, because they've been in there for like a minute before you got there because of your loading screen fiasco. Boom! A third loading screen for you. Merry Christmas. That's just unacceptable in gaming today. Can you name another game that's this fucked up with the loading screen? Give me one long ass loading screen in a continuous experience instead of chopping my shit up. It's like once you get into it, it's like, it's a video game. All right, back to the game. Okay, we having fun. All right, it's a video game. Stop. And how this makes it pass along with all the bugs in this game is way beyond me, sir. It's almost like they had to cut budget and was like, look, the play testing, we're going to have to do a beta, and whatever people say from that, that's what we're going to have to go from. That seems like that's what the fuck happened. Because there were some bugs like audio issue. The audio will go completely out. What had to happen was you had to reboot the whole damn thing. That shouldn't have made it past any damn thing. And it's not like this is a one-off. Everybody has run into this bug. So if you tell me you got 10 people playtesting this and nobody ran into this bug, you a fucking lie. You're lying. They didn't give a shit about this. Something happened. I would love to see a book after every horrible game release of what the fuck happened. God damn, everybody was hyped for this shit and y'all fucked it up real bad. I don't know what is it from. Incompetency, bad management, laziness. There's a lot of things in this game that are just baffling. Like, we've solved this issue of loading screens like 10 years ago. There are games now that mask the loading time and never have a loading screen to speak of. Shit, in a Division 1 you could run from one side of Manhattan to the other side. No loading screens. The AI is all over the fucking place, guy. Sometimes they'll just sit there like a good little doggy and let you just kill them. I would like a little bit of challenge and have to be forced to use my powers and create ways to overcome the situation. But nah, you just dump everything on them and then wait till your shit cools down and then dump it on them again. And then rinse and repeat until the motherfuckers is gone. Now, I wanted to talk about the storm because this is what I use most of the time. Totally addicted to flying through this game. This game is Iron Man Simulator 101 for me. You know what I'm saying? 1.0. Other than that, the rest of the shit in the game is like, okay, I'll do it. There's got to be a reason for me out here. I just can't fly around all fucking day. Now, there's different classes in the game. There's the Colossus, which is the tank. There's the Interceptor, which is the melee character. The Ranger, which is kind of like the all-around soldier. You got the Storm. They kind of hang over the battlefield, and they dump elemental powers on people. When they dump these elemental powers on people, they are way away from the battle in the air. Their thing is that they can hover in the air longer than any other javelin. But if you look at this gameplay mechanic, and me always playing on hard, I noticed that every time I took to the air, everybody had a clean shot at me. And the storm shields might as well be paper. I would rather have paper shields than what the fuck they got going on here. I think it's just fucking hard air. Because while I'm up there, it just seems like I can take a couple shots and then drop down, recover, jump up in the air, hover, take a couple shots, dump my shit, fall down before they kill me, or they'll shoot me out of the air. I tried to stack as much gear, like fuck offense. I tried to get all the defensive gear I could on this character because the shields are shit. I heard the same thing about the Interceptor. The Interceptor is melee based. So if you're going to get in there mixing it up and mashing it with the enemy, it would only make sense that you could take physical damage a little bit more than the other javelin. Because you're in there. I mean, when you're fighting, people have a high chance of hitting you back because you're so close. The Colossus, easy because it's a tank, you know. The loot that I have been getting has been garbage. I mean, for the first couple weeks, it was just whites and greens. Then I got a couple of blues. Then I started noticing that just because the color was blue or purple didn't necessarily mean it was that much stronger than the guns you already had. Like, I would get a blue and purple weapon, the same weapon. They will have the same exact stats, except one will have 2 perks on it, one will have 1. The third perk or the second perk on one of them could be useless. One big useless one was like, your powers will recharge 50% faster, but it takes negative 20% of the damage. I'm like, boy, that makes sense. My biggest issue is with the cheap, unpolished, invisible damage that I receive. One thing that fucking burns me to fuck up is being killed by a game that's not playing fair. Okay, if I see one being shot at, I can dip, dodge, I can defend myself. If I can't, and just all of a sudden I'm fighting, then I'm dead. Like, what the fuck hit me? I didn't see anything hit me. I didn't even get a damage indicator to tell me where that shit came from. Who fucking idea was this? There have been times I was behind cover and a giant does his fire ring thing, and the fire goes through the fucking rock and burns me up and kills me. So I'm like, if you can't depend on cover in a shooter, what the fuck are we doing here? That shit happened to me in the beta, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna clean this shit up. Because in the beta, there was a boss fight with a giant. I hid behind the wall thinking I was safe to get my shields recharged, and all of a sudden the fire comes through the fucking wall. And I'm like, if you can't have cover in the shooter, what the fuck are we doing? I can't get cover in the air. Not only that, there's a lot of unpolished shit. Like, I've gotten shot behind cover before. How the fuck can you fuck that up in a house, wait? Also, there's very little indicator. Like, since I spend most of my time in the air, I'm thinking there's a lot of things that I don't deal with that people on the ground deal with. Like, I've noticed a lot of times when I'm on the ground and we're fighting the dogs or the wolves, a wolf will come and fucking kill you from behind and you will not hear it. I'm like, man, if I'm taking damage, I'm thinking I'm getting shot from somewhere out here. But what it really is a fucking wolf gnawing on my fucking back. But I have no audio cue. There's 3D audio in the game, surround sound. But somehow they forgot to put the wolf one in. Shit like this does not belong in a AAA game. You can't ask for $60+ with these type of mistakes in the game. Alright, the loot is just straight up garbage at this point. This is how a good RPG happens. When you first start out, you get the white, you get the green gear, you get best what you can, and enemies are really kicking your fucking ass. Up and down the street, man. But you understand because your gear is weak, and that's why you're playing, because you're trying to make your character a little bit powerful. Now, as you progress through the game, you unlock and you find better loot and you become more powerful, to the point where when you're at the end of the game, depending on how much grinding you've done, you are all powerful now. And the boss fight should be fair. But that's not what I experienced in Anthem. I kept getting gear that was just incrementally a little bit better all throughout the game. And like I said before, I put defensive stuff on because they were shooting me out of the air like it wasn't shit. I was embarrassed, man, because the people that I was playing with always had to come and revive me. Because I don't know what the fuck is shooting me. And not only that, I can't see it, but it's hit me and I'm dying right away. I figured out that the Storm has a stronger shield when it's flying. So I try to go ahead and hover, but still, we're just playing on hard. At that point, I'm like a level 25, 26, almost to the top of the level, and I'm still dying just like I did at the beginning of the game. I don't feel any difference. And then I haven't found a blueprint for a better shield, so I'm stuck. At level 23, I still had a green shield for a consumable because I couldn't find one, because I couldn't go to the stupid ass poor excuse for a store. EA, BioWare, what the fuck is that shit? Normally in RPGs, you can go to the store to buy things that will help you out in battle. These motherfuckers got stickers and skins and shit. Not only that, it's like 4 or 5 items. I don't need none of that shit. All that shit is ugly. What did y'all even put this here? Not only that, you go to my man Prospero's store, he got the shit, and then you go right across the fucking street to the chick's store, and she got the same exact bullshit in there. True enough, you could buy materials from them, but fuck that. You can get materials from out in the field. What is the purpose of these stores here? I remember in Destiny, I was like, man, I can't get a legendary to save my ass. But then I had to work and got enough money so I can go in there and buy one. That is not the case here. The stores are a joke and a half. Fuck was y'all thinking? I would love to know. I would pay somebody to tell me why they okayed that shit. Why they say, yeah, it's okay. It's the minimum viable product. There's a game here somewhere. Whether it will ever be there, I highly doubt it. By the way EA works, since the numbers were dismal, but you have to understand the business model nowadays is put out a minimal viable product. This is the minimal we can sell to these dummies for $60. And then depending on how well it does, we will support it then. We'll call it games as a service. Here's the roadmap. We're going to keep supporting this game. We're going to add shit, new missions, new javelins, new blah, blah, blah. But it always fails. You know why? Because when we pay that $60, we pay that $60 for a good game. And what that $60 has been getting us with the past year or two of EA games is the minimal viable product. Look at Battlefield 5. That shit wasn't finished in the least bit. Then they want to drip us the rest of the game throughout the year? Battlefield 5 is dead. It was dead on arrival. They are just now releasing their take on Battle Royale after Apex has already been released. Nobody's going to play that shit. So, to those people who are saying, oh, they're going to patch it, they're going to blah, 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 blah. A lot of people believe they can't patch this shit. That loading screen shit, that's baked in there, bro. That's not going anywhere. I think, man, maybe the best they could do is shorten them up. But still, loading screens take you out of the experience. There's these things that blow me away. Here's some points. The dialogue choices. Now, when you think about KOTOR, Mass Effect, and all of that, I played Mass Effect 1 was the first game that I played twice. Because games are like movies to me. If I already saw it, then I don't need to see it again. There's very few games that I played again over because it was fun. Because I already knew what was going to happen. I already knew the twists and everything. But everybody noticed that why did you even put choices to say shit in the game if they don't make no fucking difference? You wasting our time, man. So I went through the entire story, or all the story points, all the parts I talked to. I just hit the right trigger. I thought it was gonna piss them off. Sometimes it didn't piss them off. They said whatever they was gonna say if I chose the other one. I looked at videos online. It doesn't matter. And this is coming from the studio that gave you Jade Empire, KOTOR, where you can in the game, light side, dark side, all depends on your choices. Mass Effect, your choices in that game carry over to Mass Effect 2, and those choices from Mass Effect 1 and 2 carry over to 3. This was BioWare that we know. What the fuck is this bullshit? You just threw it in there, why? And then I'm talking to some of these people, and they boring as fuck.
That explains why I'm feeling oddly porous. It's not a great feeling.
I set up here, I didn't have any missions, so I was like, okay, I gotta go talk to people. Talk to this dude. He tells me a story about his childhood. So the fuck what? Who the fuck cares? I'm trying to get back out there in my suit and kill some shit. Stories that don't even pertain to the real story that they would tell. Like, the dude is mad at me. So the fuck what, man? Can I get back in my suit and kill some shit? I don't care, man. Y'all didn't make me care about none of this shit. Some more things that kind of piss me off. The gameplay, how there's only like 3 scenarios that you're going to be in outside of free play. Same damn objectives over and over again. And I was afraid of that in the beta because that seemed to be like what we were doing. Get the mission, go fly out, do the mission, fight the boss, come back. Go get a mission, fight the boss, come back. Get loot, come back. Get loot, come back. And I was like, I hope it's not like that because that sounds real repetitive. I think it's absolutely fucking lazy as hell for all of the gun models to be exactly the same, save for a color swap or a palette swap here and there. Think Mortal Kombat in 1991, okay? I excuse them because technology was very, very old back then. But here, where we have games like Apex Legend, where I pick up the longbow, you can't even tell it's a longbow. The gun's got fucking bones and a dragon head on it and shit like that. It's like, wow, this is a free-to-play game. They beat y'all. 6 years. They beat y'all. There's hundreds of skins, hundreds of everything. All you do is, we'll put an orange sash on it. We'll put red drawstrings on it this time and call it a masterpiece. Some of the rolls on the guns make it irrelevant. Like, it'll be like this stat over here gives you 0% of 0%, and this one and your third one will make sure that you make 0% every time you do nothing. Look it up. Do your Googles, fam. Do your Googles. The horrible loot in every looter shooter action RPG. There's that moment where you get a dope ass fucking gun, or what you perceive to be a dope ass gun, and you go, wow, I got this gun. It's gonna help me out. It's gonna make my experience more fun. I'm gonna be more effective. Never got that shit. Stuck with the same fucking guns all throughout the thing. The only thing that was different is that they were incrementally stronger. And you know what? Sometimes at that, man, another polish issue that I had was that damage would not register sometimes. I'm not talking about boom, you hit him and a 0 comes up because he's got a shield or something. I'm talking about boom, you hit him and nothing happens. Sniper ammo is it's real hard to come by, because if you're sniping and you're killing people, you have to run up in there and get some more ammo and come back. So I don't have time to be shooting you in your weak spot and it don't even register as a shot. Fix that shit. There's no excuse for that. Fix that shit. There are too many bugs in this game. One time there was a blank screen. One time it crashed to dash. One time we couldn't even hear anybody, so we had to go to a party chat. I mean, just, you know, I'm hearing that it's bricking PlayStations. What the fuck was y'all doing for 6 years? Y'all could have made Anthem 1 and 2 in that time. I don't get it, man. And one thing that really baffles me, there is no stat page whatsoever. I didn't even notice it, man, until somebody said something. And they said something when I was really early in the game. Normally, RPGs have these things, but I thought that I just didn't know where it was yet until I saw somebody actually say we need a stat page. What a stat page is it tells you basically the stats on your character at any given moment. If I put this piece of gear on, what does that bring up? You see there's numbers in each gear perk. You know, defensive, shield, boost. You get this much, this much. I have no idea what my defense is right now. I could probably be getting really killed because the gear that I have on is more offensive oriented and less defensive oriented. How would I fucking know if I don't have a screen telling me where my shit is at? Who the fuck made that call? I guarantee you they never made an RPG a day in their fucking lives. Right now, I can remember the stat page for KOTOR, where they were standing up right there. You could see how much good they were, how much bad they were. You could see what they had equipped right here, what their damage rating, their health, where everything was, had information on your character. You don't have no information on your character. But here's the thing, EA, this game's as a service thing, this is your first impression. And everybody knows when you fuck up the first impression, you're done, son. Out of there. This is your one chance to show and prove my money is well spent. And what you've done is say, hey, here's about 25% of the game. We're going to add the rest later. 25% of the game sucks ass. So guess what? I'm going to trade this shit in next week for the Division. But the game is just unpolished to a level I don't understand in modern gaming development history. I need some answers from somebody how all these bugs got past quality testing, how all of these mistakes and overlooks, all of this stuff that they've been known to do all these years and they didn't do it this time. I need to know why, man. I need to know why. But some positive things about it is flying. That's about it. That's the only thing that will stop me from trading this shit in, is the flying. I really enjoy jumping off that motherfucker and just boom. I like the way the cape is flapping in the end. Like when I'm going to save my buddy, he's beaming it. It's like, man, I'm really moving, getting through it. And then it's very easy to control. The controls are very nice and tight. Like there's some times when I'm using the storm where I would just boom, step, hover right here, boom, 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 bow, go down here, hover, boom, 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 and just like some type of AI just moving all over the place. You know, I really enjoy that. It's about the only thing. I mostly ran with the machine gun, a heavy machine gun, and the Devastator. I wish that there were something different, you know. It's like, man, this heavy machine gun is slow, but it's powerful. This heavy machine gun is fast, but it's weak. This, you know, it's like you're looking for the three bears, the little Red Riding Hood of weapons all the time. Give me something that is decent. Not totally shit at one thing and great at one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me something in the middle at least to work with, you know? I like the graphics. I'm looking at screenshots right now. They did a wonderful job, if anything, with the graphics. I'm looking at waterfalls. I'm looking at the sun shining in my eyes. Looks like the real sun outside. How when you look at the sun and it looks, you know, going under the water. Like this place, the map is about as big as it is wide, tall. The height and the depth of the map. This is a big ass fucking place and every bit of it is beautiful. You know, one thing I don't like about it is that there's no waypoint system in free play. So if I gotta go from right here to whatever the fuck is over here, I basically gotta keep pausing it and looking at the map to see if I'm going in the right direction. Like, Legend, why don't you just look at the compass up top? Well, I would say to this idiot, there are walls here. There's a ceiling in the flying game. Alright, if you get too high, then it gets windy and it'll force you to go back down. In a flying game. You can't fly too high in a flying game. So there are these cliffs and these walls that basically section out places of the map. And then there'll be like a little tunnel, secret tunnel somewhere for you to get to the other area of the map. We don't know where the fuck these tunnels are. I spent maybe a half hour one day trying to figure out how to get across the map because I couldn't find a tunnel to get past this place. I couldn't fly over the cliff. I couldn't do anything. So you go over this way looking for a tunnel and all of that, and then you find something, you go look at the map and you're further away from what you was trying to get to. Then what? Waypoint's been in games for how fucking long? How long, fam? It ain't in your fucking game. I bet y'all can Google right now and figure out how to code a damn waypoint. And this is fucking BioWare. How you do this? I don't understand. Lastly, what I like about it is the customization. This is twofold. This is a plus and a minus. The fact that you can customize the look of your javelin is great, but they have very limited whatever the fuck to customize them with. Man, you got one fucking helmet at this point. You can't even go to the stores and buy another helmet. I got like hundreds of thousands of dollars with nothing to fucking spend this shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess the money will be there when I need it, right? When they add the DLC, right? Then I can start buying shit, right? The fuck? Who thought that was cool? Who thought that was a good idea? I would love to see who thought that was a good idea. Conclusion. Anthem has many AAA qualities, but it seems that an inexperienced developer, not BioWare, created it. The engrossing lore and story from BioWare's past is nowhere to be found here. Bugs galore will take you straight out of the experience, and it screams inexperience. That's the conundrum here. How can this celebrated studio that's been doing top-notch AAA experience classic games for the past 20 years, all of a sudden we get to today and they can't even put a fucking waypoint in the game? I don't get it, man. It's like maybe BioWare started this project and then they fired them all and then brought in some new guys who didn't know any better. Tell me that, and I would be like, okay, that shit makes sense. All right. So okay, the next Anthem is gonna be dope as fuck. Y'all just fuck this one up, right? Okay, cool. I can do that. I can do it. Don't sit the fuck up here and say that I'm whining. Don't say that I'm being biased because everybody else doesn't like it. Everybody is supporting their arguments with proof, okay? Gameplay footage, whatever. Bugs like the total audio blackout, how the fuck did that get past? That's not quality. That's not AAA. I know some B games that can keep their audio on for the rest of the game. I'm just saying, yo. Seeing as though they were working on this for 6 years and this is what they had to show for it. They were working on Crackdown for a long time, but it was a dud from the jump. So I can understand why they didn't really put their all into it, because it wasn't going to sell whenever they got finished with it. I mean, shit, if I was a playtester who are supposed to be finding bugs and these bugs are happening, they don't have to look for them. They come and find your ass. And they let it through. They let it through. Why? Because it's a minimal viable product. These companies sit up here and do all of this advertising. Most of the budget probably goes to advertising. Make you think you're getting this fantastic game. They show you the reveal. This is in-game footage. And then we get the game and shit don't look nothing like it. But we bought it anyway, so we'll deal with it. And then you start getting all of these fucking negatives. And you're like, man, I'm trying to like this game, but this game is like challenging me to like it. That's what I felt. I'm like, okay, I like flying and all of this. Fuck, something just hit me from out of nowhere and killed me. Fuck, I'm behind cover and I still got shot. And I'm not talking about that lag when you go behind counter, you get behind the corner and die. I'm talking about, man, I'm low on shields, reloading behind a big ass boulder. All of a sudden, fire come through. Boom. Burn me up. Kill me. Fuck is that shit? I don't know. But and a lot of people think that they can fix this. I don't think that they can fix this, dude. I'm pretty sure they can. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said before, a lot of things are baked in it. You know, I am fairly disappointed, as well as the game community. Appreciate this little month that y'all gave me this game, so that I won't be bored until Division 2 comes out, which could also be a dud, folks. Stay tuned for that review. As for Anthem, I have to give it a 6. Y'all had something monumental. There was everything cool about this game. Who the fuck doesn't want to jump in a suit and fly around? But they didn't get creative. They got lazy as fuck. So you get a 6, fam. I don't give a fuck what you do with the game after this. After next week, I'm not playing it anymore. I don't give a fuck if y'all give out mass. I don't give a fuck. They just banned somebody. I remember this happened in Destiny. I gotta get the fuck out of here. They banned people in Destiny. Remember the loot tunnel? The game was shit on arrival. Nobody was getting any gear or anything. People were getting ready to trade that bitch right the fuck back in. Then they found the loot cave. Sat there, shot in that cave, got all types of good stuff. Once again, the game is fun. Then they went and patched it out, tried to ban people or whatever. They got rid of it. Stomped that fun right out of the game. The game is horrible, okay? But people are having fun? Stomp that shit out. They banned some dude named Glad, Glaad. Look him up, because he found a route to open up chests. So he would just go and do this, fly around on patrol and do these chests. And they banned him for exploiting the game's economy. Fuck is that shit? So somebody started having fun. They found out because the loot tables was fucked up. They already said that it's fucked up. For people over level 30 was still getting whites and greens and shit. Why play the game, man? Why are these rewards? Kill 50 giants, get $2,000. Who okayed that shit? I mean, if you kill 50 titans, they better give you a golden javelin or something, because that is a feat and a half. All right, I gotta go. I will holler at y'all later. Thanks for watching.